that makes AOC look like a moderate. He wants government-run grocery stores, plans to make public buses free, is pledging to freeze rent prices, and wants to borrow $70 billion for more affordable housing. Unless rich New Yorkers band together, donate a lot of money, and create a groundswell for a viable alternative to Mamdani, another great American city is going to swirl down the drain.
These people act like they care about New York swirling down a drain, but okay. This is going to be Anna Kasparian eviscerating and demolishing Laura Ingraham because of this fear, again, of this Mamdani guy. Guys, welcome to Zoran Mamdani, calamity? Zoran Mamdani, sends everyone to be unhinged. What is the word that I'm looking? Explosion. Again, this is not my guy, but I don't understand why everybody's so worked up. New York has already been fallen from Eric Adams, from before Eric Adams. So Anna Kasparian is going to eviscerate and demolish Laura Ingraham. We're going to talk about the Sharia law. So let's go ahead and get right into it.
Wow. Way to say the quiet part out loud, Laura Ingraham. Like, oh, us rich people are really worried about this Zoran Mamdani guy. We got to do something about it. Rich people need to band together. Now, look, Laura Ingraham has joined the chorus of Republicans and corporate Democrats that are absolutely panicking about New York City mayoral candidate Zoran Mamdani and his victory over Andrew Cuomo in the New York City mayoral race. Now, the general election hasn't happened yet, but it does appear that he's poised to win. And so Laura Ingraham explicitly calling on rich New Yorkers to come together to take him down really tells you everything you need to know about why certain candidates tend to get targeted, smeared, and destroyed, much like Senator Bernie Sanders was when he was running for president. Now, I want to show you a little more. There's a lot more to get to, including what Bill Ackman is going to try to do to defeat him. But before we get to any of that, Cenk, initial thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, that intro by Laura Ingraham is for the ages. Because, she doesn't realize how funny that is. She's like, this guy wants to do affordable housing and free buses for the masses. Rich people have to band together to make sure this doesn't happen.
Well, here's the thing. Guys, if you like this video, please don't forget to hit the likes and subscribe button and the notification bell. I'm going to show you why they really don't like Zoran. It's going to be hard for me to find, and I know it is, but...
Mr. Mamdani, can I just jump in? Would you visit Israel as mayor?
I will be doing, as the mayor, I'll be standing up for Jewish New Yorkers, and I'll be meeting them wherever they are across the 5 boroughs, whether that's in their synagogues and temples or at their homes or at the subway platform, because ultimately we need to focus on delivering on their concerns.
And just yes or no, do you believe in a Jewish state of Israel?
I believe Israel has the right to exist.
Not as a Jewish state?
No, as a state with equal rights.
He won't say it has a right to exist as a Jewish state. Be very clear.
And his answer was no, he won't visit Israel.
I said that.
That's what he was trying to say.
No. Unlike you, I answer questions very directly.
All right,
and I want to be very clear. I believe every state should be a state of equal rights.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mamdani. Mr. Blake.
So that's why everybody hates him. Okay, that's why you're gonna hear Sharia law and all of this other stuff. That's why everybody hates the guy. Right. I'm not saying this is the only reason why to vote for this guy, and I'm not endorsing Mamdani at all. I'm going to be very clear. I'm not. Because I don't know all of his policies. I'm hearing stuff about LGBT and, and all of that stuff, So, although these are things that is going to happen anyway, because New York is going to get a Democratic mayor anyway. So if you're going to get a Democrat mayor who's going to do all this stuff, you might as well get one that's not beholden to this so-called area that Ben Shapiro likes so much. Right? So that's why they're losing their mind over this guy.
Mayoral race was actually on Jake Tapper's show on CNN, of course, to discuss Mamdani's win. And Tapper asked about Mamdani's alleged anti-Semitism. Okay, so he wants the Palestinian people to not be slaughtered. He wants them to be treated with equality and respect. And apparently, if you have those beliefs, you're automatically considered an anti-Semite, especially if you happen to be Muslim. But let's get to Bill Ackman, because Bill Ackman is real scared, and he's willing to do something about it. He's willing to put big bucks behind essentially defeating Mamdani in the general election. So he's vowed to back a challenger to Zoran Mamdani to the tune of hundreds of millions of dollars. In a 1,500-word post on X, Ackman ranted about how dangerous he thinks that Mamdani is. He says, I awoke this morning gravely concerned about New York City. Socialism has no place in the economic capital of our country. The ability for...
And I'm not even going to go through it because I saw that post that Bill Ackman did. And for those of you who don't know who Bill Ackman is, this is Bill Ackman. He went after Harvard University and all of these universities due to freedom of speech matters, for anti-S. So, and I absolutely will not sit there. And I saw that post and I was like, oh no, I'm not doing this. You know what I'm saying? But the problem is that everybody's talking about this thing as if like, oh, Zoran is gonna, it's the weirdest thing when I see these type of posts about Sharia law with this guy who believes in, LGBT and all of that. I've had to debate people, like this is, look, hailing a cab after Zoran implements. I mean, these people, Zoran Mamdani wants to make New York City a Muslim paradise where, I don't use these terms, are in charge. He wants Sharia law to be the governing principle. How? When you believe in trans people and stuff like that. This is not like, look at these people, Wall Street 8, Zoran Mamdani. In this city, we have millions of Muslims. When you go and vote, remember, it's an opportunity to show that Muslims don't just belong in New York City, we belong in City Hall too. And, of course he's going to be speaking to his people because that's how I would speak to Christians. I would tell Christians, like, I'm running for this thing, and I'm going to keep it real with you. We've been in such a degenerate society as a Christian. Now, see, y'all would be afraid of me because I would be like, I want Christian law. And I would be talking to my people. This Sharia law is definitely right around the corner in America. Like, it's been post after post of this. Look, this is how he's going to make you dress when he, it's crazy. The posts that have come out about him being a communist who wants Sharia law. And if people could understand how it's so counterintuitive to even talk like this, it's insane. Now, you know what I would love? What I really wish would be for Christians to, instill this kind of fear. No, I'm not trying to force conscript, but I'm just saying, it's just insane. Look at everybody, it was just post after post of, I had to go on a stage and debate with these people because they were like, he's a radical jihadi. And I was like, well, okay. Tell me, what does that mean? And they got silent. They didn't know what it meant. It's disgusting. It's like you people are so worked up and you're making yourself look bad because guess what? The kids, they're not, and when I say the kids, I'm talking about the 20-year-olds and stuff who are going to be voting. They're not falling for it.
In 32 days, we have an opportunity to prove that Muslims don't just belong in New York City, we also belong in City Hall. And I ask for your help in telling every person in your life, every person in our community, and every New Yorker that you know, that this is our chance. Because in this city, alhamdulillah, we have 1 million Muslims. In 32 days, we have an opportunity.
Again, he's saying, alhamdulillah, we have 1 million Muslims. But this man does not even promote certain Islamic values. So I don't know why people are afraid of this so-called Sharia law. It's like, oh my God, look out, it's around the corner. And it just got to be so disgusting when I heard the way he talked. People were talking about him. It just really did. Hold on.
Proposed is that we raise $10 billion to pay for our entire economic agenda and start to Trump-proof our city, because we know he'll use federal funding as leverage over this city. And we will do so in two key ways. The first is to match the state's top corporate tax rate to that of New Jersey. We are at 7.25%. They're at 11.5%. Corporations can pay it over there. They can pay it over here. And the beauty of it is that it doesn't just apply to corporations headquartered in New York City. Because when you say this, people will say, well, they're going to go to Florida. Mm-hmm. Wherever you are headquartered, as long as you do business in the state of New York, you are taxable for that corporate tax. We're talking about corporations that are making millions of dollars, not in revenue, but in profit. And the second is taxing the top 1% of New Yorkers. We're talking about people who make $1 million a year or more. taxing them just by a flat 2% tax increase. And I know if 50 Cent is listening, he's not going to be happy about this. He tends to not like this tax policy, but I want to be very clear. This is about $20,000 a year. It's a rounding error. And all.
So the thing is, I do get a little concerned with stuff like that, because when they say they're going to tax like the rich or whatever, I got caught up that time, and I was like, oh my gosh, Obamacare, yeah, let's help the, if the rich people are saying they want to help, the non-rich people to have health care. And then I found out that they were talking about me, and then my insurance tripled. But also, too, if you think about it, though, and that's just something I started paying attention to after the Ukraine war, is like we give so much money to other countries that if my taxes are supposed to be for the people, then we could do these things. He's not dumb. He has like a kind of a good plan, but you also have to bring production into New York. So the mathematics of it, I could understand. But I want to know where this came in. And so it did.
Succeed. But money talks, and I am a little bit concerned, and all sorts of tricks have been played in the past that unfortunately have worked. Yesterday we talked about upstate New York. There was a socialist who won a local race, at least the first round, and then lost in the general because the Democrat challenging this individual decided to run as an independent. Now, in this case, Cuomo appears to have dropped out of the race entirely, which is a good sign. But we'll see if Bill Ackman and the rest of the people panicking about Mamdani will find a strategy that will be successful. Cenk.
So the thing is that Cuomo dropped out, but he's not dropping out entirely. Like, I don't know, unless something's changed. I think he's still running as an independent. The thing is, though, again, I see MAGA has jumped all of a sudden to Eric Adams. Oh, we have to back Eric Adams. He's the only person who could save New York. Eric Adams is the person who let in a bunch of illegals and shut down schools so illegals could sleep in the schools and all kinds of stuff. So all of a sudden, none of that matters. That's what I mean. These people don't have any values. I'm just over it. When it comes to MAGA, I'm just like, you guys are really pulling it, holding on by a thread. And people are starting to see it. Anyway, we'll see. There's a long way to go before this election, but oh God, it has been this same, the stuff about, after 9/11, you guys forgot. Yeah, but a lot of y'all don't even know the truth about 9/11, but that's another story. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.